Hey, hello friends. Today we're going to take a look at the run length encoding coding challenge. This is a method that takes in a string like so, A, B, 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 C, C, D, blah, 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 and it's going to output something like this. So we have two A's, it's going to say A2, four B's, B4, C2, etc., etc., etc. So let's go ahead and get started here. Let's start with our signature. We want to return a string. We'll call it run length encoding. It's going to take a string. Now, the first thing we want to do is we're going to return a string. So let's start by getting our string builder. String builder, if I could spell. Now what we want to do is we want to get the first character in this string. So we're going to say char, current char equals string. Use the built-in method char at 0. That's going to take the first string we have there, or the first character rather. Then we want to initialize our count. So our count is going to equal 1, because if we're given a string, we know we have at least one character there. Now what we want to do is we're going to loop through this. And again, our first iteration, we can start at 1. We don't need to start at 0 because we already have that with our current char. And we want to do this while it's less than the length of the string, and then increment our iteration. So, less than, there we go. Now we want to grab the next character. So, char equals char, string dot char at, and we're going to do it with our iteration I, which currently is at 1. Oh yeah. So if this char that we just got here is equal to our current char that we initialized, then we know that, oh, okay, we have two A's or two B's or two C's or whatever the case may be. We increment our count. So now this is going to equal 2. And this current char is still going to be equal to whatever we're iterating over. However, once we reach a new char, so this does not equal our current char, well, okay, so we know we've reached a new character in the string. So what we want to do is we want to add this to our string builder. We're going to append our current char, and then we're going to append our count. So that should be, if it was two A's, current char will be A, and our count will be 2. And so now we have to reinitialize our variables. And our current char is going to equal this new char, right? Because we went through this, we saw, nope, it doesn't equal that. So now we want to change it. Okay, so now this is going to be the new character. Now this looks like it should be good enough. It looks like we can just go here and use our string builder to return toString. But if you're here for learning purposes, maybe take a pause, look at this, and try to understand what's going to go wrong here. Something's going to happen that we don't want to happen. Let's go ahead and pause the video if you'd like. And let's test this. So let's say string result equals run length encoding. And let's go ahead and grab this string, put it in here. And then let's print out this result to the console. Now you see we got our 4 E's here, but we didn't get this little guy. Watch out for that little guy. We didn't get him on. Now, why is that the case? Well, we go through our loop and we go through all these, everything works fine, until we reach this one right here, this F, and it checks. It says char equals current char, and this is the last one, so we exit this loop without ever having gotten this block of code, excuse me. And I can illustrate that further by putting another F, and it still won't print out. Because again, it has F, it says, okay, cool, we went from E, it checked, does it equal? It says no, so it adds our E4 to the string, and then it grabs this F. Now F, it's going to go to the next one, it's going to say, yep, F is equal to F, fine. It's going to increment the count, but then it's going to exit the for loop, and we're going to return right here. So it never hits this block of code, rather. So what I do, just to make sure to catch that, is just add this again here at the end, and now it should work fine. There we go. We now get that F2. Now this is also going to work with your random characters. We can also see this goes in here. But maybe what you don't want to happen is you don't want something like this, where no, actually for you, all B's are going to be the same. Here we have B4 and then B4, but we don't necessarily want that. That's fine. You can just do string to lowercase, get everything to lower. And then now it should work fine. It should say A2B8. And there we go, A2B8. Then maybe you get some wise guy, or maybe somebody just makes a mistake and accidentally puts this in as empty. And shoot, we are going to have an error. Out of bounds exception, because it starts with 0. It tries to initialize this and just says, well, there is no char at 0, right? So it can't do anything. All right, well, we can check for that too. So if string dot is empty, we can just return the string cannot encode an empty string. If I could spell. Close that up, close that up. There, and now that should work fine. We catch that error. So I'm sure there's plenty of other things you can do, and maybe there's some better ways to do this as well. If you think so, go ahead in the comments and roast my code. Let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for your time. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.